started.
4-star, okay. Starts with E4. Well, let's try a con Sicilian if we can. Okay, got the first two moves in there. That's pretty standard, going for the open Sicilian, and now I play A6. That's the characteristic move of the con Sicilian, and Queen C7. Sometimes B5 is played also. That's another way of playing the con. And he doesn't play one of the usual moves here. So well, let's see. What happens if I play knight f6? I mean, one of the ideas is to enable knight f6 to be played without having to worry about this pawn push to E. The pawn push to E5, kicking the knight. And then I can develop my bishop to well, I'll try it to C5. It could have also gone to B4, but he can just unpin pretty easily with bishop D2, which is a reasonable move. Now he has to wonder, I guess, if I'm really threatening to take that knight. But mainly I just want to be able to castle. So he defends the knight with his bishop, okay. His e-pawn is very solidly defended here. Okay, so I guess I need to develop my knight. Is this a problem? Maybe I need to play d6 first to defend my bishop. Knight there, and my bishop is loose, so maybe you could take advantage of that in some way. Maybe knight taking here or something like that. Knight taking on e6. But anyway, this way I won't have to worry about it. And then I can play knight to c6. That's the idea, is to prepare knight c6 without running into any awkward problems. So yeah, I'm not so familiar with this setup that White has. This is a fianchetto setup in the Sicilian. It's not the most common way of playing it, but I heard that I have heard that it's coming back, or it's being played more these days. Yeah, if I play knight c6, could he try some trick like pawn to e5? And if I take the pawn, then he could move this knight with tempo. Try and win the bishop. But if he pushes, maybe I take the knight first. He takes my knight. Yeah, it seems a bit awkward. Okay, so I'm going to drop the bishop back here. So now I really can play knight c6. Ah, he wants to play c5. That's his idea. The Maroczy bind. Now, okay, and he puts his pawn behind, his rook behind the c-pawn. Probably a good idea. Let's back up. Did I actually have the chance to take that pawn? Yeah, he played c4, and I could have taken that, huh? Well, maybe there was some trick with the knight. Pay attention. And I'm wondering if I have b4 at some point, but there's always this idea he has. Okay, what do I want to do here? Yeah, I think I want to take off some material here. Now, is his knight... Yeah, if I play b4 here and he pushes the pawn, and that opens up this diagonal to my rook. I move the rook, he takes my knight, I take his knight, then he takes on g7. It's kind of ugly. So I guess here I want to play rook to b8 and prepare b5. Yeah, that's the question. Did I really have time for that? Maybe not. Maybe I had no time for that. So does he want to take with the rook or the knight? The knight, you know, ganging up on the b pawn makes some sense. Taking with the rook, chasing my queen away makes sense too. Okay, so there with the queen. Yeah, you're just doubling. Let's yeah, it's a problem. If the knight, where's the knight going? Oh, the knight can't go there, can it? Let's see what happens here. His rook can come into c7. And I thought my queen would go here, but his queen is covering that square. That was a mistake. Where can my queen go? Anywhere? See, if I go here and he takes the bishop, I take the rook. He takes my rook, I take. Yeah, I can go there.
Server announcement.
And trades queens, then and my rook comes over and my bishop is still defended. It's a little bit awkward here because he's managed to invade with those rooks, but can he actually win from here? He could play his knight to b3. If I take it, he can take the bishop. And I can't actually take that rook because I get mated on the back rank, but I can bring my rook back. And that should hold. So it'll be a knight versus bishop in that case. So he's thinking, yeah, how does he proceed from here? Looking for a way to continue. So the knight goes there. Okay, so that controls the b7 square. Maybe that's a good idea. So if I play bishop here, he takes, I take. Isn't that okay? Or should I just bring my king over? Yeah, he seems to have gotten a lot of pressure, but how does he convert it? That's the question. Has he got something that really breaks through here? Or maybe he's just waiting for me to make a mistake. So if I move my bishop away, maybe he can put his rook over to a7 and then get something that way. Get the a-pawn. I wonder if I can harass his rook. If I play knight to e8 there. He could play knight to d7 check. I take it. Yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah, so knight e8, his rook has to move. Okay, so let's try this. Knight e8, where's the rook going? It can go sideways. Or it can go back. And then I can get in bishop b7. Or I could just play bishop b7 directly. And now I can take things. I'm not getting mated on the back rank. Okay, so he was expecting that. He's looking at the he's looking at the the f7 square. I didn't see that idea. So let's see. If I place my rook here, he takes with check. I move, and he can take my rook. Oh, that's not good. I can trade rooks. I mean, I want to kind of pin his rook, but because this goes with check, I can't quite pull it off. Let's see. I can't defend it with my rook because he can take it. If I block with the knight, he takes. Yes, that's not working. So let's bring the king over one more step. Let's see how he goes here. I also am looking at his e-pawn. And I can play now rook to f8 if I want to. Rook to c8, rather. So let's go there. Getting into tricky situations here. Still would like to get a rook to his back rank. Like here, can't I do something? As a check, I can drive him to that square, but there's no follow-up, is there? So I've walked into a mating net, haven't I? His check is coming to this square. And I don't have a good way of guarding that. That's a good move. So knight here hits the rook, or there hits his rook, but he just brings the other rook to here, and that's mate. Check does not help. And interposing is not possible because he just takes it. Check does help.
Check.
I take that back because it gives my king one square. So it's no longer mate. So let's attack his pawn. And see what his plan is. Tricky business here. I'm not attacking
Check.
his pawn, it's defended. Okay, he can drive me to this square. And he has this check.
Check.
That's what I missed. And I'm getting mated here, right? I can interpose. He can just take the exchange. And if I take now, I get mated, right? And I can throw in a check. That loses, though. Check. It's too bad my king is no longer attacking his rook, right? Otherwise, that might work. You know, check, he takes, and then I could take this rook here. So check, he takes. I can take his knight, but I have to take a rook. He takes, and then I take his knight, and he ends up a rook up. Is there anything else? If I take here, I get mated, right? Because this rook here is mate. Is there a knight move? I am down a rook at this point, so knight move is not helping a whole lot.
Check.
Well, we'll give him one little puzzle before we surrender here. He's in check, so he can't mate me. Maybe he's thinking about ways to optimize his play here. But this is good enough, right? Let's see what his next move is. Just take a pawn. Okay, I'm going to resign at this point. Yeah, none of my pawns are close enough to be a threat.
Black
So good game. I will upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.